Oh, hello. Welcome back to Open Studio. I'm Steve Leahy. All right, so we are picking up right where we left off. I've got the fancy flippy thing. Again, I apologize to anyone for the flipping, but it's going to be the way that I'm going to be able to get this in the right spot. So, and it'll happen fairly quickly, so we don't have to do too much of it. So what I'm going to do, again, this is the beauty of persistence of vision. I can pretty much see where everything's supposed to be just right out of the gate. So I'm going to start right at the top. At this point, I'm not really going to care about, making a pretty, round line around everything or whatever. I'm just going to kind of drop the basics in so I have things in the right spot. The tire, where the tire edges are, that kind of thing. I'm not really overly concentrating on, I am, but I'm not like worried about, oh, this needs to be round. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, I got the bottom of that tire totally wrong. Alright, it's fine, it's fine. In a way it's a relief because, if it just doesn't feel like it's going the right way, it's like, oh man, what's wrong with this? I've been trying to wrestle with this and I can't figure it out. And then you see something like this and it's like, oh, I can see like everything is wrong. So in a way it's good because you see where the problems are, but then on the other side of that, you also know you have to fix all the problems, which, is a whole other thing. Yeah, the bottom of this tire is totally wrong. Yikes. Okay. That's not great. So the reason why the bottom of the tire is not right, or is just, there's a lot of this that isn't in the right spot for two reasons. One, because of that, that parking lot bumper that's on the ground that helped to screw things up. And two, I have somehow, I misaligned this, one of the templates in the beginning, and that has led to, everything being a little bit off. And again, that's a perfect example of what I was talking about. If I put something in and it looks right, like the inside of the wheel looks right, looks right here, but it's not right, it'll throw everything else off. So that's the thing. You get the basics down, the basic forms down, and then you're off to the races, and then everything else is easier. What am I doing here? I gotta brighten that up. And I'm just bouncing back and forth between the light gray and the dark gray, and maybe a little bit of black. The only where the black pops up is inside the wheel well and that, the bead of the tire. But other than that, it's the other grays. So we're going to dry that out a bit. And like I said in the last episode, the good news is this wheel is the last hurdle for this painting. Everything else is just nitpicky, easy stuff, fun stuff like highlights and chrome and, like the logo and the whatever I'm going to put on the license plate, that kind of stuff. It's hard to screw that stuff up. Well, you can, I can, but it's pretty hard to screw that up. I'm definitely gonna have to paint the background again because there's a lot of work now that's going on down here that I'm just gonna have to hit the reset button on the background. But again, that's okay because I had it in my head that I would have to do it anyway. So we're just killing two birds with one stone. Need more white on the palette. Yeah. Well, that's actually not bad. That is, though. It's too wet. So I talked about it last week with the eyes. I do the same thing with the eyes. Like if I'm working on a portrait and I'm just struggling, I'm not getting the something right, the proportions, the placing, I don't know, whatever. I'll just end up defaulting to this to really help out. just say, okay, where is like the pupil? Where is it actually? And then I'll work from that. Like even if I put the pupil in using this technique and it just still doesn't seem like it's in the right spot, it means everything else is not in the right spot, you know? So I'll just work with it till it's in the right spot, and then I'll build off of that, and then everything kind of falls into place. What am I doing? For instance, like the bead of the wheel at the bottom is, if I can get this and it's in the right spot, I can build everything else off of this, and I'll just kind of pull everything together and get things in the right where they're supposed to be. Yeah, this is so. These wheels are like rubber bands. They're like super low profile. And all this is shadow, which I will get. Yep. All right, so my attempt to draw the bottom of that wheel is not in the right spot either. So I'm going to mix up a really, really light gray to kind of take the curse off the bottom of this. I should use white, but there's a little bit of an overspray on here, which makes it gray. Again, I've already committed to repainting this whole bottom area again, so I just have to do what I did on the top. I just kind of gotta shape this out so that it's roughly in the right space, or no, it's exactly in the right space, but it's roughly the color of what's going on here, because it'll all be blended out when I paint the background again. Good. I want to resolve that up there too. All right. Yeah, okay. The hole actually in the razor blade helps out a lot here, because it takes out part of the wheel, which is just takes out some of the fight, you know what I mean? It's like, okay, I don't have to deal with that. Yep. It's pulling together, slowly but surely, it's pulling together. And again, this is a classic, you know, paint what you see, don't paint what you think is there, because if I paint what I think is there, I'm going to do what I did. I'm going to make these round circles because round circles are tires, you know, that kind of thing. But if I'm just strictly concentrate on, you know, get things in the right spot. Doesn't matter what you think is going on there, just get things in the right spot. Things will work out much better. I should be turning this, you know, as I'm working on it, but just for the video, for the camera, I'm going to not do that. It's going to take me a little bit longer because my hand doesn't want to work in certain directions, but it'll be okay. Yeah, that feels low there too. Yep. So when you guys look at this at the end, you'll know now what went into this wheel, you know? In the end, hopefully it'll look just like, you know, it's supposed to look. but you guys will know the back and forth that went into this. This back part of the tire is looking really good, so I'm actually going to put some treads on this now to kind of make myself feel better. You know, that I'm getting close to, you know, getting it where it should be. And it is working. That's still, I'm just having a hard time committing to that. The bottom of the wheel, it's way too low. Like I made it, this scoops down way too low, and I don't know, I'm having a hard time fixing it because I feel like it should be down there, but it really isn't. Yeah, that's better. And then there'll be a shadow that'll tie all that together, so I'm happy with that. Where's my gray? Yeah, we're homing in on it. We are homing in on it. That's still not right. Still not right. I'm going to turn this because I can't because it's, shoot. Is that on that? It is. I don't know if this is going to work, kids. We're going to try it though. Oi. Oi. Clean this up in a second, get you guys in a better spot. Yeah, good. This section right here is just bugging me because, again, it's my brain yelling that, no, this is the way it should be, and it's not. It's like, I gotta, like, just concentrate on what I'm looking at. Oops. I thought that was a little fuzzball. I thought that was on the painting, but it wasn't. Yeah, that's not where it should be. All right. Good. Oops. I gotta have a automatic what could go wrong button so that I can have that what could go wrong pop up whenever something actually goes wrong. So sometimes, like, that bottom bead was in the wrong spot and I just kept fighting it. Sometimes I just say, okay, I'm just taking it out. I'm going to start over, and I'm not going to try to fix it. I'm just going to put it in again. So sometimes that happens, and that's what just happened on the bottom of this because I was tired of fighting it, pushing it and just not being able to get it where it should be because I keep seeing what's already there. So just take it out and cut your losses, Now I can put that bead in where it should be. Which it's way up here. And then it scoops down. Yep, Now there is a shadow on the bottom of the tire, which is going to help out a lot too. But again, I don't want to rely on that crutch. Just shadow, just shade the whole thing, and it'll blend in, and you'll never see it. You know what I mean? You can, but for me, it's a cop out. Because it wasn't right before I did that. So yeah, will it look right in the end? Probably, because it'll be kind of blurred together. But I don't want that. I really want to get it right before I tuck it in. You know what I mean? I haven't even got to the spokes yet. Jeebus. All right. It's good though. It's coming. It is coming together. You should get the wheel done in this episode anyway. Or the wheel, not the spokes, but the actual rim and the tire should be done. Hopefully. Maybe. Yeah. Yar. Yarp. And then there's a point with these, especially these detailed like razor blade type paintings, there's always a time when I'll be like, okay, you know what, gotta stop, gotta take a break, just gotta move away from it, do something else, because you can get so wrapped up in them, and especially if things aren't quite going right with a certain area of them, that it starts getting frustrating, and I'm like, okay, before I toss this thing across the room, I'm going to take a break. Fortunately, with blade paintings, I believe it or not, as far as commissions go, they're not a big item as far as commissions. They do great when I paint them and put them up for sale. But people don't necessarily when people call for commissions, it's usually something a little bit bigger. I have had them, people have commissioned razor blades, and some of my favorite blade paintings were commissions. But it's rare, people just, I don't know. I think what it is it's such a odd thing that they don't know where to start with it. So it's easier to just say, oh, look at that one. I like that. I love the way it came out. I'll take it. That kind of thing. Where like I said, the commissions I have are real specific. Like, the people who want them knew what they wanted right from the start. And I think that's just the kind of the dynamic of it, which is fun. It's fun to see how people kind of work with them, And I miss all of them, I try to make paintings that I like, along the way. And some paintings are like, yeah, that came out good. I'm happy that whatever. And then when it sells, I don't really think about it anymore. That particular painting, really. I'm glad it found a home, and I'm glad it resonated with someone, but I was on to the next one kind of thing. But razor blade paintings, I remember all of them. It's just something that, because of this, because of the struggle and the fight, I always remember the razor blade paintings. All right, we are looking, believe it or not, kids, we're looking pretty good right now. Really. It only took, 11-7 hours. What I'm going to do is I'm going to straighten out this side of the wheel now. I still like that shadow up top, so I'm going to leave that, but I want to kind of carve this edge out a little bit. Again, this originally in the photocopy, that's all in shadow. So, and we're pulling this out into the light, so I'm I'm going to get that back out there. Good. I think we're almost there. That's kind of light. I don't know why that's so light up there. All right, we'll fix that too. So here's a, cool trick too. So this, see that light gray line that's along the top? I like it. It's supposed to be there because it's the separation of the side of the wheel and the tire. First I got to clean up the end of it here. But it's a little bit too bright, right? So instead of just like blasting it, I can take the gray, that darker gray color, and move it out to a different part of the palette and really reduce it out. Put a bunch of reducer in it. And that'll give me kind of like a wash. Take some of that out of the brush. Now what I can do, I'm sure it's not going to flood out. I just want to go over that a couple times. And it just kind of pushes it back. It doesn't get rid of it. It's just like the airbrush. It just kind of smooths over it. Same thing down here. This is in the right spot, but it's just kind of bright. Maybe. Oh, that's nice. Okay, good. How do we feel about this? Huh. I think we feel pretty good. What time are we at? Oh, we still have 8 minutes. All right, this is why I'm excited about this. All right, so now I want to leave this flippy copy here. I want to leave this in place because we're going to yeah. Okay, so now let me see if I can find that. Hopefully I can find that copy real quick. Come on now. Yes, good. So with that, the copy in place, I'm going to put this darker copy back in. Still black in the brush. Yes. Okay. So I'm going to darken this, the center of the wheel a little bit. And that I just used a little bit of that same black to kind of dull it down. What I want to do is I kind of match the front wheel. Oh, that looks good. Oh, what a relief. See, that's the other thing too. It's like, when you fight it and fight it and fight it, and then finally it, comes out all right, you're like, oh, okay, good. So let's get the structure of the spokes in. I'm going to use the flip trick for this too because I'm right here. So I'm going to pick a kind of a medium gray. I don't want this really bright because I want to be able to work with it. I want to add highlights. I want to add darks around it. So I want something sort of in the middle. So now it's just going to be a matter of staring at this thing for a second and dropping in the details. Wow, this is even probably too light, but that's okay. So you see what I mean about this? Like if I put these spokes in before I did all that work to straighten this out, unless I was doing a flip trick, I'd put these spokes in the wrong spot. Because I'd be looking at, I'd be judging everything off of the incorrect place I had them before. I like it. Okay. Oh, and I love the handle. I mean, the whole of the blade is like right there. That's great. Makes me happy. Cuts out some work, So this is black now, so I'm just gonna kind of carve in between those spokes a little bit. Add the top of the rim. Lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. I think we're going to finish the wheel. Yeah, we are. Yay. That was unexpected. I kind of figured the way it started, I figured we'd be in it. All right, so now I've got the black in the brush again. Well, still. And the little micron. The lil micron. Do I want to just go for this? This is scary. What the heck? All right. Okay. Yeah, what could go wrong? So what I should do, what I should do is pull out or cut a copy where it's just the wheel. And then that will protect the car from getting any overspray on it. But where's the fun in that? So we're just going to go for it. So what I'm doing is I'm just taking the black and shading. Do I want to do that? No, I don't. Stop. What I'm doing is I'm just shading the wheel to get it down to now the value that I need it to be at. Like the inside of the wheel well and stuff. Again, you know, I'm using the reference photo, but I'm really keeping an eye on the front wheel more because the reference photo, all this is dark because it's in the shade of that tree. So I want to kind of use the reference material as the guide, but I want to then adapt it to the front, you know, of the car. It doesn't take much. Good. What I was just thinking about in my head was to, you know, then redo the bottom shadow here. But I'm not going to do that because I got to spray the white in first. How much time do we have left? We still have 3 minutes. You know what? This is really going well. All of a sudden. Let me clean out this brush real quick. We're going to fix the front. We're going to spray the ground there, the white. Because then we can pick up right where we left off last week. And then, honestly, we probably only have about 2 more episodes of painting, I think, if I had to hazard a guess on this. Because maybe even 1, because after I get the wheel done, yeah, I think it's just going to take 1 after this one. Could I get it all done in 1? Maybe next week. Yeah, maybe. And then we'll do the framing, which is fun. I got to see about finding some carbon fiber. I had a great guy back in Massachusetts that I got carbon fiber sheets custom made for me for these paintings. You know, it's not terribly hard to find carbon fiber, but it was nice because he would make them and then they would actually be clear coated when I got them. They were really nice. So what are we doing? We're fixing that. Do we have time for that? Am I done with that? No. Let's all right, let's not rush. I'm all excited. Let's not do the background in this episode because I got to cut out a template for the car to make sure I keep that all safe, and I want to get that super accurate. So we'll just end this episode with putting in wheel lugs. How about that? What am I doing? See, I'm starting to guess where stuff is, and that's not cool. I'm like, you've come this far. You've come this far. Don't screw it up now. And trust me, I have done that. I've screwed up in the 11th hour. Here we go. Forgot to do the wheel hub. Just clean that up a little bit. Let that dry. This will be perfect. We'll end on lugs, which is fun. Grab a little bit of light gray. Mustangs have 5 lugs, but you can only see 3 of them here. No, you can only see 2. That's awesome. All right, perfect spot to end. Okay, good. Let me pull this now. I don't need the flippy copy anymore, so you guys will check out the whole thing. And that's what we got. It may need a little bit of adjustment. Let's see how. Yeah, I'm going to do it right now. Because we don't want to come back to the wheel. We've had enough of the wheel. This highlight over here is a little too much. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome, awesome, awesome. Yeah, I'm super happy with that. Okay, good. Yeah, we're done with the reel for now. We may revisit a few corrections along the way, but that's for the end. All right, there you go. So that's how it is. All right, I'm going to turn this off so you can see the whole thing like that. All right, there we go. That's what it looks like. We focused? Yeah, you're not really focused on the front, but you get the idea. All right. Thank you very much for dropping by for this open studio. If you love it, you know the drill. Please, please, please hit that like button and drop me a comment. Tell me what you think. Am I totally insane? Are you totally insane for watching? Are we both totally insane? I think that might be a good bet, but I would rather spend my insanity with no other people than you guys. So thank you very much. If you'd like to support what we do here, again, liking and subscribing, comment would be amazing. Sharing it would be fantastic. If you'd like to have a more direct way to sponsor us around here, you can become a member here. You get some cool perks as well as a discount on the site, my website. You can also be a Patreon member and you get your very own open studio over there as well. It's actually on YouTube too, but you can't see it unless you're a Patreon member. All right. Thank you very much, you guys. You guys are a blast. Hopefully we'll maybe get this done in one more episode, and I will catch you next week. Thanks a lot. Take care.